Depending on severity, hearing loss is going to distort, reduce, or eliminate the number of acoustic cues. The more residual hearing, the more the child hearing has, the better off they're going to be. Residual hearing is very helpful to have, but even children with minimal residual hearing can still learn to perceive and monitor their duration, the rhythm, and intonational cues. Hearing aids and cochlear implants can be used to improve understanding, intelligibility, and predictability of a child's speech. So, children with very minimal residual hearing are encouraged to consider cochlear implants. The more residual hearing a child has, the better they might do with hearing aids, because remember, cochlear implants take whatever minimal hearing there is left. Now, a child with normal hearing generally listens to spoken language for at least 10 to 12 months before producing a few single words, and then another 10 to 12 months before combining words into two-word phrases. A child with hearing loss is likely going to need a similar length of time to listen to spoken language before speaking their first word, and that's called listening age. So, day 0 is the day the child begins to wear appropriately fitted hearing aids or cochlear implants. And that's a child's listening age. A child who begins to wear full-time hearing aids at 3 months has lost 3 months of listening and has a listening age of 9 months by the time of their first birthday. So even though the infant is 12 months old, they have a listening age of 9 months because they didn't have hearing for their first 3 months of life. Now this child has an excellent chance of making up those lost 3 months. A child who is identified later and begins wearing technology later, for example at 2 years, has lost 2 years of listening time. So if that child's age turns chronologically to 4, they have a listening age of 2 because they've only had 2 years of experience with their hearing aids or cochlear implants. Using or speaking about a child's listening age helps parents' expectations regarding their progress. So even though the child's 4 years old, you can remind the parents that they have a listening age of 2 and that putting together 2-word combinations is appropriate for that child, not full sentences. Calculating a listening age can also be complicated by periods when spoken language access is compromised. For example, ear infections, behavioral issues, poorly fitting ear molds, equipment malfunctions, or a progressive hearing loss. So listening age again helps to provide reasonable expectations for a child's spoken language development. Factors that could advance or delay a child's auditory function and interpretation of listening age include the age when the technology was acquired, the audibility of the speech signal made available by technology, the amount of time each day the child actually wears the technology, and the skills of the family and the therapist providing the auditory language enrichment.